Hello, Dr. Ashigbey, if you can kindly unmute for us so we can hear you. But while at it, I would want to find out from you, and thank you for joining us. I would want to find out from you, I mean, it's been about 8 years and counting since we all as a nation started this fight against illegal mining. Today, we are being told that people are unable to get water because of those activities. Did we all go to sleep considering that the fight had gained some level of momentum?
Well, thank you very much. I'm not too sure there's anything good about the evening. If anything at all, it's a bad evening. You know, in a country where we are poisoning our own water and we are blocking the water sources and doing this to ourselves, it cannot be a good evening. But to talk about that, did we go to sleep? Well, I think you would, on the evidence, the face of the evidence, you would say that at a point, the media, took its foot a bit off the pedal, but it's not, you won't blame the media for this. What had happened was that if in 2017, when the president put his presidency on the line, when the media formed a coalition and you started advocating for an end to illegal mining, we saw some positive results. So when we were getting close to the elections, and we saw the noises from even the opposition, accusing the ruling government of having, come to destroy the work of these illegal miners. And then the ruling government also then took its foot off the pedal. The military that were involved in Operation Vanguard were pulled off. And, we saw how it went towards the elections. And after that, we have really not recovered. At some point, the media also haven't advocated and pushed, nothing seemed to be happening. There was a law. We've had a few media houses that have kept the pace and kept pushing and pushing. And, what we're experiencing is not surprising. It is just the fruits of the poison tree that we've been planting, especially leadership that have refused to take action.
And you mentioned the word leadership. Leadership, where? Is it the executive? Is it the populace? If you're asking that leadership should take action, can you further explain that?
So let me give you a typical example here, and I'm not going to leave Ghana to give you that example. The Otufo Asantehene has 3 of his chiefs being complicit in Galamsey. What did he do? He goes through our traditional judicial system, and then they adjudicate on the case. He is sitting in a Assembly Council, finds these 3 guilty. What did he do? He then goes ahead and then distills these 3. But what have we seen? We see the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources point out Akonta Mine for being complicit in mining illegally in the Tanonimri Forest Reserve. We have a journalist like Erastus Donko show us evidence of the fact that actually had happened. Even outside the forest reserve, they were mining in the buffer of the Tano River. We got the Minerals Commission come to validate the claim made by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. But so now, what has happened to access of Akonta Mining? Nothing. We had the example also of the former, I don't know whether it's a DCE or MCE, who confessed openly, to being involved in this illegality. What again did we see? All we've seen is the fact that he was made to step down. But we all know that if you take the Minerals and Mining Act as amended, or the original one, there is nowhere in it that when you have seen to have fallen foul of the law, your punishment is that you are dismissed of your role. We also have incident. Let me give you one of the popular ones. Heritage Imperial. Heritage Imperial were given an exploratory license, and they were out there supposed to be exploring. But they had heavy excavators there that they had taken into the forest reserve. And the media coalition had then written to the EPA asking for the permit status. The EPA confirmed to us that they did not have a permit to start mining. But we reported this to several people. Nothing has happened. So till leadership gets to the point where they take a leave from that of Otufo Asantehene and make sure that those people who are actually driving this Galamsey,
right,
when they are mentioned, punished, nothing will change.
Finally and briefly, is there hope? And if there is, what should we be doing now? Because it looks as though leadership is failing. How else can we approach this to save our water bodies?
Well, so you see, the thing about leadership is that you just mentioned only one part of the leadership. The other problems is that Galamsey is a national problem but has local solutions. So by now we should be holding the leadership, those, the DCs, MCs that have their districts straddling these major rivers, the Tunnel, the Brim, the Pratt. Currently, because they made commitment to the president that they were going to do what they ought to do, right. They need to be held accountable. The regional leaders who are coordinating what it is that they're doing. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And the journalists, the media as well, we need to change our modus operandi, making sure that we can do a lot more investigative journalism. And there are other things that really need to be done, but I don't think you have the time for us to discuss that.
Dr. Ken Ashigbey, pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your time this evening. He is the convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey. And what do you make of this concern? How can you also help in this fight? We'll be happy to hear your thoughts as well.